that's where I had that. He'd be like, oh, no, that's a 6 ball.
Huh.
So it's just to give you a little sense of the strike zone if you're off a little bit. Because sometimes, and I get in the box and I take a strike away and I'm like, that looked like it was a foot outside. But no, I got to kind of readjust my eyes and, where I think those pitches are. Or vice versa for the inside part of the plate. So, it just got to get you back on track, especially taking pitches you shouldn't swing at. So I think that's a big part of the game, and it's a big part of me. I know I, have the tendency to chase some stuff in because I see that pitch well. So, yeah, it gets me back on track.
So if you want to fire off a couple swings here and just kind of move the tee around how you might with this 7-ball thing and show us how you might do this.
So yeah, I would take a few, middle of the plate. That's supposed to be everybody's kind of honey hole just to get you warmed up.
Right back up the box.
Got that camera.
Almost. Now, is this how you start when you're in the cage? You like just kind of warming up?
Yeah, just the first initial, 10, 12 swings. I just loosen up. Depends on the day. Sometimes I take a little more, a little less if I feel good or if I'm already loose from lifting or something.
Are you thinking up the middle with these, or are you...
Yeah, and then another thing is once, you hit different pitches in different lengths of the plate. So, it's, when I start moving it away, I'll move the tee back a little bit and, work on those outer 3 baseballs. Work on catching those a little deeper.
The idea there being see it a little longer.
Yeah, you don't want to catch everything, or at least I don't want to catch everything like too far out front. So I kind of work on, being able to hit some of those pitches away a little deeper in the strike zone.
Okay. So now we got like a 6 or a 7 ball.
Yeah.
And your focus with these is take it out that way, drive this ball to right center?
Yeah. That's good. Then I'll do a few in. And then the 5th one, you can kind of move a little farther out front. Because, to hit that pitch square, you have to kind of move it. I would say you got to catch that one a little farther out front of the plate. But I'm still trying to keep my hands inside the barrel, inside the ball. I'm not trying to, pull off and...
Because that's foul.
Hit a ground ball or something.
Right.
Yeah.
How much are you actively, when the tee is stationary, the 7 ball is not as much of a thing because you kind of know where it's going to be. But when you are facing pitching in the cage, somebody's throwing to you, are you visibly checking the 7 ball plank here? Or is it more just a matter of reinforcing what you might have thought that you'd seen?
Yeah, it's more like there for you to where you watch a ball cross and I'm like, your initial, your perspective is down. So you're just kind of looking at where you thought it crossed one of those baseballs. And then, obviously he can see it at a better view. Because like I said, you kind of have an angle.
Yeah. Do you go into an at-bat saying, I want a 3-4 or a 5? Or is it more just to kind of have a mindset of, what you're seeing in a drill like this matching up with the reality of what the pitcher's delivering?
I think personally, anytime that I go into a bat, you obviously want the pitch down the middle, which would be a 3, 4, 5.
Right.
And the other stuff is what, you're adjusting to deep in a count that you have to cover. So I would say 80% of the bats, I'm looking for something 3, 4, 5.
Right.
But, those guys don't always hit their spots and or don't always, throw it where I want it. So you have to be able to cover those later in counts, or sometimes a guy lives a lefty might live with a fastball 5, 6, 7, and if you know that's coming, then maybe you adjust your 3, 4, 5 to that direction of the plate. But for the most part, I feel like I work on really not missing the 3, 4, 5 ball.
Right.
That's that's the one you can't miss, or you might not be playing very long.
How far out will you push a tee? Will you move it off the plate in, or is the goal to just kind of live on the edge?
There's some stuff occasionally that just to feel like your hand's really working inside the ball. But I try to stick on the plate because I don't try to work on swinging at pitches I don't have to swing at in the game. So
this is really cool. So we got the 7 ball plank here and something that you'll put down even if the tee isn't here, even if you're seeing live pitching.
It's the same, balls are crossing the plate over those baseballs, so it definitely helps out.
Lane Thomas, a guy that can get to any pitch from corner to corner, sometimes more than others, occasionally, but kind enough to walk us through this really cool drill. Lane, thanks so much.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Today, the Nationals are sending